There's an article that's being passed around on Facebook that a man who was unjustly imprisoned has been released and given a $1 million award in compensation for his many years of unjust confinement. Some folks argue he deserved more, that the award should be larger. But I urge you to consider he escaped a system that dehumanizes and abuses its nonviolent members and the innocent. Be glad for him. I sure am. As for talking reform, reform is needed, but it is time for a comprehensive plan of reform, not more empty rhetoric. Rhetoric is not reform, and pleas for justice do not change a system entrenched in our way of life and enabled and protected by political patronage at the highest levels. A firm plan is needed, and whoever comes up with one will find himself in deep, life-threatening danger. Forces inside our prison system, inside every prison system, are point men for the meth and heroin trades. If you go to war against these trades, we might as well call them corporate interests, because they are, you will be in constant danger. Laws don't control the lawless. Laws only control the lawful. The amount of money that is processed through the prison drug trade is huge, sometimes bigger than the street trade in the towns around it. To reform the prison system is to place yourself in direct opposition to the forces that promote and enforce the drug trade. Nobody has that kind of clout. Or else there would be no problem to begin with. The prisons would already be clean of illegal drugs and gang influence. I mean it. It would be simple to drug test prisoners and isolate the addicts until they're clean, and to monitor protectively, perhaps with a clean ward, the ones who stay clean. Even that's not a solution, but it might be a step in the right direction. Ultimately, the problem, as I see it, is that reform strategy must have loopholes for the corrupt to escape through, sad as that seems. Otherwise, they will resist you with all the panoply of their type: violence, violence, and more violence. So the real menace to our way of life will scurry off into the shadows instead of paying hitmen to assassinate the reformers and linchpin witnesses, as happens very often in our society today. And once the prisons are clean, they must remain so, or all your work is for naught. And that requires 100% turnover in guards and administration officials, and a clean slate. And those displaced folks are going to need jobs to go to, also, so that we don't punish the innocent among them along with the guilty. That's the real solution. I'd be interested to hear people's response, and I'd also be interested to hear anybody's comprehensive plans for prison reform. I'm Wild Bill.